criticism. Okay. You come to me with the debate, so tell me what the debate is.
Yeah, let's debate on. Let's make it general.
It can't be general. It's a meaningless discussion. Let's talk about the composition of the Bible.
Bro, did I say it's a?
You said. So I said
general.
The composition of the Bible. This is what my suggestion is. The composition of the Bible.
Let's talk about something general, okay? Let's compare two things, yeah? Islam and Christianity. Which is true? Muhammad, is he more responsible? I can debate you next if you think it's none. I can debate you next. You wait there.
Yeah, alright.
Who's more reliable or who's more trustworthy? Who's a better, if you like, role model? Jesus, who we follow, or your Prophet Muhammad? Third of all, we can see which book is more reasonable to follow, or to read, or to follow as the word of God, which is more divine.
Okay, choose a topic first.
No, I'm saying general. Whichever one.
Okay,
Whichever one. Okay, should we talk about Muhammad? Start with
Godwin,
Muhammad.
isn't it?
Yeah, name's Godwin. What's your
But
name,
you can't interrupt me.
What's your name, brother?
My name Hamza.
Hamza. All right. Do you know what? Let's have a civil discussion. We're having a debate, but we're having a nice, moderate, good luck comfortable, yeah?
Yeah.
Good luck? What?
Who's the moderator to...
Listen.
Who's the moderator for Godwin?
Listen.
Okay.
All right. So...
Let's start with...
Let's speak about, because we can speak about Islam. Okay.
So may I start? If that's all right with you.
Can I start?
I'll go for it. If you won the 20 cost, go. With your tie and...
Yeah. I haven't got long, so we'll get in as much as we can, yeah? So, obviously, the reason why Christians don't believe, for example, Muhammad is a role model, a good role model for mankind, is because when you read about him, when you read through the hadiths, the tafsir, the various sources that we have on Muhammad, we see many things that don't sit well with us as followers of God. So, for example, if you look at in your Quran or in the hadiths, you find Muhammad was a man who allowed. I mean, you obviously, you can correct me afterwards and we'll have a discussion on this. There's a man who allowed his followers to rape women. Number two, Muhammad was a man who allowed his followers to kill.
Okay, let's deal with it one by one rather than you.
Wait. Let me just do my introduction. I'll do my introduction. Wait, brother.
Moderator,
when I start talking,
do you think we should make it meaningful that we should discuss one point at a time? The moderator.
We will do that. What I'm saying to you,
rather than you throw everything on the table, let's talk about this. Yeah.
Hamza. Your name's Hamza, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Hamza. I'm going to just give my introduction. You give your introduction, and then we'll talk. Is that fine? And then we'll both summarize the end. Is that okay? All right. So my introduction is this, right? I want to be clear so that I don't want to kind of let me just bring out a few surahs and tasfirs and tafsir. Sorry. You're gonna correct me some things because obviously I don't know your Quran as well as you do. But I'm just gonna just bring this out so that I don't want to be making statements that are untrue. Okay? So, all right. So some of the reasons why I believe that Muhammad is not trustworthy, he's not reliable, he's not the type of role model that we should follow. Okay, as I said, he ordered killing of innocent women and children. Okay, he had people who critiqued him. We have a lot of critiques in Hyde Park, Speaker's Corner. People who critiqued him like a poet. He had them killed. He allowed his female captives to be raped. He slit the throat of 800 Jews, the Bani Qurayza tribe. Yeah? He received satanic verses which he said are from Allah. Later on, okay, he then apparently changed his mind and saying that no, this was from Allah. Okay? But we're gonna go into the
okay, there's no point in
Sir,
there's no point in saying all of this.
I haven't finished my introduction.
And then hear me one second.
I thought you was an easy guy.
I will.
Let me finish my introduction. Then you can
one second, because you've come to me. Come to me.
Let me finish.
We haven't even 1 second.
I thought we was gonna have a nice discussion. But
let me say something.
Let me finish my introduction.
But you dictated everything from the beginning to now.
I haven't even finished my introduction.
Let me say something that will make this discussion a bit more meaningful.
Myself, And what I need to say, when you introduce what he had to say.
But give him a time. Give him a time.
Give me 2 minutes to do that.
Okay,
give me 2 minutes to do that.
You're just telling a story.
Give me 2 minutes and then you come back.
Right. 1 second.
Okay, let me finish.
So far, he's spoken. 1 second.
Muslims don't like when I have things to say. Yeah, is that right?
It doesn't make any sense.
2 minutes is 10 minutes. So there
He's
we go.
already
2
said
minutes,
the
yeah?
whole lot.
Okay, so we've still got 2 minutes. All right. Okay, so for example, he was a very simple man. And he committed so many sins. I mean, we know that in Surah 48, 1 and 2. In Surah 47:19, he was a man who committed many sins.
Quote the ayah, please.
I would read 48, Surah 48, 1 and 2,
Quote them,
Surah 47, ayah 19. I'll quote them in a minute after my introduction. Okay? He contradicted himself many times throughout the Quran, but also he contradicted the prophets before him. For example, Jesus, who you also believe is a prophet. There's many things that Jesus Christ said historically. New Testament scholars, you know, we have historical data that Jesus Christ said several things. And he directly contradicted things that Jesus Christ said. You know, he had sex with a 6-year-old child. Sorry, he had sex with a 9-year-old child, sorry. But he married a 6-year-old child. And so, when I look at him, and I look at a role model, I look at Jesus Christ, perfect, holy, sinless, never murdered no one, never raped anyone, never killed innocent children, never allowed for the slaughtering of hundreds of Jews. I look at his lifestyle, and then I compare it to the lifestyle of Mohammed. It's in complete conflict. That's why, as Christians, we cannot accept that Mohammed can be a prophet of God. But number two, even if he wasn't a prophet, he's not a reliable role model. Just as a man, he's not a reliable role model that we would follow. And so what I would say, what I do encourage every Muslim to look at this in detail and ask you to reject the Quran, reject Muhammad, reject Allah. What Muhammad brought was a lot of lies and fabrications. How much time have I got left?
3 seconds.
Fabrications. Come to Jesus, he's the truth.
You get 10 minutes, go for it, buddy.
I get 10 minutes. It's a bit meaningless in the sense that we bring up 10 minutes worth of material.
Exactly.
I can't even recall what was said in the beginning.
I remind you.
So,
No,
no, this is my time. So, I will answer what has been made mention. I didn't want to get into any debate, but this, you know, the level is now gone into, you know, talking completely about negative things, about things which have not been quoted. We cannot get. Excuse me.
That's the question.
Shush.
Is it true?
Moderator. Now, some of the things he's quoted, he's not give us any evidence. He said tafsir, or he's not brought any evidence. Okay.
I will.
So let's just go into things. The last thing he said about Jesus being peaceful. Jesus being peaceful. In accordance to the book, which we don't know who wrote it, which is in his hands, what do we have Jesus saying? He said, bring thine enemy that wish not that I reign over him, that I may chop over his head. Now someone argues that this is metaphorical. What is the metaphor? What is the metaphor? That in the end times when Jesus becomes king and then his enemy doesn't like him running over him, that he will cut off the head, it still ends up in bad terms for the Christian. Jesus said, according to the Bible, I have not come for peace, I have come for the sword. What do we know? That we know the companions, they cut off the ear of a Roman soldier, if I'm correct, which shows that they were ready to use their knives. It weren't just for cutting fruits, like some people will have us believe. I didn't want this conversation to go here, so I apologize to those people who are listening. This is only in response because Godwin wished me to bring this conversation to this low level. So then he said that about the marriage of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to Aisha radiallahu anha, may Allah be pleased with her. Now, in terms of it being pedophilia is something which
Nobody
is
said pedophilia. Nobody said pedophilia. Just to correct him. No one said pedophilia. We said he had sex.
Can you stop
with
my
a
time?
6-year-old.
Can you stop my time?
Yeah. No, I speak when I want. Just to confirm.
You're giving him
yeah,
10
but that's
minutes.
not. But I speak when I
Now be
want.
fair, let him have 10 minutes.
I'll let him speak.
Well, let him
but I'm
speak.
saying to you that
Stop
I'll
speaking.
speak when I want. You don't tell me when to speak.
He's asked me to moderate, I'm doing
No.
time.
Kalam's moderating.
Kalam walked away.
No. Kalam's moderating.
Okay. Sorry, we were talking about the age of Aisha radiallahu anha. even if we were to take the reports that she was 9 years of age. Anachronism is when you take the morality of one age and impose it onto another age. If you want to argue that the marriage of the Prophet ﷺ, which Aisha, his wife, described as the most beautiful marriage that one could talk of, this is her own description. If one wants to argue that, then you have to bring some kind of sources, text at that time from the Christians, from the Jews, from the Zoroastrians, which argue that this marriage is wrong. But the truth is, we don't find that in any historical document. And you, Godwin, without the internet, if you can, since you came with this claim, would have to bring us evidence that the marriage of the Prophet ﷺ to Aisha at a young age, when women did not have careers to chase, when they did not have jobs to chase, was wrong at that time for all people. That's the age of the regards. Excuse me. You know, every time he interrupts, can you stop the time? Every time he interrupts.
For almost 7 minutes.
Can you stop? Can you
7 minutes. You've been
Can you
speaking for
pause?
almost 7 minutes.
Okay, the reason I've got
Okay, so how long are you speaking for?
the same amount of time you spoke.
Spoke for 2 minutes. How long are you speaking for?
You had 8 minutes before.
Okay, so wait, I'm just asking. How you said draw the perimeters?
A man who can't count the time, he wants to get into these kind of
How
technical.
long are you speaking for?
He wants to get into technical debates.
Okay, how long are you speaking for? Because you haven't addressed anything I said about Mohammed, but how long are you going to speak for until I can respond?
Moderator, how much time do I have? 6.5
Are you speaking
minutes.
for 10 minutes?
I'm speaking for the same amount of time, Godwin,
I
that you
didn't
spoke
speak
about.
for 10 minutes.
You did about.
Okay, well that's incorrect. I didn't speak for 10 minutes.
Godwin, what do you want us to do?
Okay. What we'll do then?
You listen 1 second. No,
I'm
no,
asking
stop
you-
dictating.
I'm asking you-
I've written down all of the points that you mentioned in that
You haven't.
long,
You haven't.
arduous
You
10
haven't.
minutes that we had
You
to
haven't.
listen, which had no sourcing, no referencing, and I'm going through each and every single one of them. The first point was about
My friend, you haven't addressed one point. I spoke. Let me remind you.
whose time is it, yours or mine?
No, because you're not.
Okay,
You're not
see,
telling
this
me.
is the problem.
No, hold on.
Gentlemen,
you're not telling me.
have I started
you're not-
answering?
No.
Gentlemen,
You're not,
I've started
you're
answering.
not telling me.
Is there
how long
anyone
you
in this
have.
crowd that says I have not
I don't
started
care what the crowd says,
I don't
because
want
they're
this
Muslims.
taken. I don't want this taken.
Okay, what I'm asking you is this.
I don't want this taken out of my time.
If you
No,
give
no.
me, yeah, don't take it.
Okay, khalas.
Stop the
We're
time.
gonna call this over. We're gonna call this
Can we
over.
just one point at a time so the audience can actually...
This is what I
okay,
mentioned
okay, let's do
before.
that.
One,
Okay. What I'm
Karam,
saying
leave
is-
this. There's no benefit.
Hamza, one second.
He hasn't got any
don't run,
information.
don't
One
run,
second,
don't
one
run.
second. I want you to do 1 minute of addressing just one point.
Okay, one point at a time.
One
Okay,
point,
let's do that.
that's
Let's do that. All right.
Now you want to do it after you put out 10.
I'm saying-
No. Give
what
me my
initially-
just
no,
time.
no. These are free now.
Callum. You Callum
Initially,
from-
I said let's have an introduction. You have an introduction. For
Callum
example-
from Titans TV, you were assigned as the moderator. You gave him 10 minutes, and this was
did not
recorded
give me 10
also
minutes. No, that's a
by
lie.
Rob, who is the
That's a
second
lie.
moderator.
That's not a lie.
He made
Callum, did you give me 10
mention. He
minutes?
made mention.
He did not give me 10
He made
minutes.
mention. He made mention about 10 different points, none of them really meaningful. I'm willing to discuss them in depth if you give me my time. I did not speak when you spoke, so please extend the same courtesy also
My friend.
to me.
All right.
The first
wait,
point.
Moderator.
Godwin. Let him have 2
Otherwise,
minutes
I'm gonna go.
to finish, and then you 1 minute, and then he'll address it afterwards.
Okay, do you
That
want to do
just
that?
makes
2 minutes?
No, let's set the things now. Well, he's made a mention of a whole load of claims. Unless we start the discussion again clean.
Okay, do you want to start again? Do you want to start the debate again?
Listen, my moderator friend, I'm the one who mentioned that we should discuss 1 point at a time. Did I not? I'm the one.
And
He's
what
the
did I
one.
say?
He said
I suggested that.
He said he will have his introduction. He had his introduction. In my time for rebuttal, he spoke all the way
No,
through
that's,
it.
you don't understand
And this
the
is
debate.
one of
Okay,
the
let me explain
hesitations I
something
had
about
in
debate.
wanting to speak
Okay,
to Godwin.
let's push away
I've seen
discussion.
Godwin's
What a
discussions
debate
and
is-
they are not fruitful.
Okay.
I did not
What?
want to get
I
into
did-
any debate because I do not think certain
So what
people
you
are
come to Hyde
made.
Park to do if you don't debate?
If you see any of
What you
the,
come to Hyde Park to do? Discuss what? What do we agree on? There's no dialogue.
I don't
agree
think
with
you
don't
are
agree with me.
apt
It's
enough to have a debate
So,
or
so
discussion.
Hamza. Oh, okay. Do you want to? Are you going to represent for Islam? Or
I'm just making this clear.
Okay, so Hamza. Okay, what I'm saying to you is this. I
You know,
don't come
this is
to
a
I don't
poor
come to Hyde
quality.
Park to dialogue and have this lovely, friendly intercourse with Muslims.
Intercourse.
I come to the I come to
This is
debate.
the level of discussion we're having. He thinks that he has not come to Hyde Park to have intercourse,
No, I don't come to have a friendly,
not discourse.
dialogue.
He
and-
says intercourse with Muslims.
Regardless, okay, so is that Islam now? Is that Islam now true? No, it doesn't. So
Okay.
what I'm saying is this.
Okay,
What
the
I'm saying
point is, the first point, I only addressed 2 points, yeah? He's not going to let me discuss anything. So let's talk about where Jesus in the Bible, even though...
So you're not going to address any of my points?
You didn't let me.
Alright, Kalam, this is ridiculous. Let me say this to Kalam, okay? Kalam, right?
Okay, Kalam, give us a solution, please. Does this guy...
Let's start this debate again properly, okay? What do you suggest? Because initially I said...
I suggest you just bring up 1 point within 1 minute, and then give me time to actually...
Okay, let's start again, yeah? We scratch the old and we start with you. Alright, one point at a time. Okay. Alright, let's see. Alright, so...
Why are you reading from my phone?
Because you said you wanted a point because I've got all my text, all my...
So you came here with that?
Of course I come prepared. You think I didn't got... Listen, I come prepared.
Alright, let's go.
Okay, so the reason why we don't believe, obviously, that Mohammad is a role model, one of the reasons is because he allowed the killing of innocent people. That's one of the reasons. He allowed innocent people, not people he was in war with, but people who killed innocent people. I'm going to give you some surahs and some ayahs to explain exactly what I mean. And also from the hadiths. Okay, so let's start with the Bani Qurayza tribe. Okay, here we speak. Let me see. Okay, so let's see what Ibn Ishaq. Ibn Ishaq, page 450.
Ibn Ishaq.
Ibn Ishaq. I might not pronounce his name correctly. A number of Jews who had formed a party against the Apostle, among whom were Salam bi Abdul Haq al-Nadir. He has been assassinated, so the chronology of his placement here is off. Okay, so that's yeah. And 20 seconds. Alright, so okay, let me just go on to, okay, so Sahih Bukhari, volume 2, book 52, number 280. Okay, so it says here, Abu Sa'id Khudri when the tribe of Bani Qurayza was ready to accept Sa'd's judgment, Allah's apostle sent for Sa'd, who was near to him. Sa'd came riding a donkey, and when he came near Allah's apostle...
Okay, thank you very much. Okay,
can I
notice, no. Imam Ghazali, rahmatullah, that many people know, he was a scholar. So what happened? He used to carry all of his books with him. And then what happened? He realized when the bandits stole his books that his knowledge was not in books. His knowledge is that which he kept in his head. Now the topic was, and he failed to kind of demonstrate that the Prophet Muhammad was violent, and there's many instances where I could show you that he was not, and he was peaceful. Let's look. You can't throw stones when your house is made out of glass. Your house will shatter. Luke, it mentions in the Gospel of Luke, Jesus said, "Bring thine enemies that wish not that I rule over them, that I may cut off their head." What does Jesus say? I have not come for peace, rather I have come for the sword. J. Smith, one of the most prolific polemic speakers in Hyde Park Corner, everyone knows, he conceded that the Old Testament, the God of the New Testament, Jesus, who they say is the God of the Old Testament, was far more violent than any violence you find in the Quran. Now this is J. Smith saying it. So I think I've demonstrated in that very short time, according to the Bible, that Jesus is violent. When he comes back, it says that he will kill and obliterate people. This is what it says in Revelation. It says 2 swords will come out of his mouth. Now these swords aren't words. These swords aren't words. If you go back to the Old Testament when it talks about the Mamlukites, even up to today there is belief that the Mamlukites are lawful to kill based on what the Old Testament said. The Old Testament sanctioned the death of babies, children, trees, the burning of crops. It's a low-level discussion. I apologize. I did not want to get into this kind of discussion. My Christian brethren, forgive me. This was not my intention. I'm only resorting to what he wanted to engage me in.
Can you address what he said, if you can?
Yeah, sure. About
the books that he read on stuff?
Okay.
Right, okay, so what I'm addressing, let me do you understand what I've said though? Because he might not remember. Do you understand?
No, you mentioned something about Qurayza.
Right, okay, so what I'm saying to you is hold on, let me elaborate. What I'm saying to you is that Muhammad killed innocent people, okay? But we're talking about role models, right? Because obviously I'm going to go into Jesus Christ and say why he's the perfect role model for mankind.
It's a bit time.
No. I'm explaining. I'm simply reiterating what I explained to you earlier. I said address the innocent women and children that he killed. He allowed women to be raped. He allowed women, innocent women and children to be imprisoned. He killed 8.
Sorry, is this it? I don't understand what he's doing. He seems to be taking
Why are you
my
talking
time
over me?
again.
You know, I know, listen.
It's my time, isn't it? Yeah. And he's hijacked it, and then he's claiming that I'm talking over him.
I spoke for 1 minute. I gave you 3 minutes. You still in the 3 minutes.
Look.
He's still gonna address what I said.
This is my time.
You spoke. Kalam, how long did I speak for? 1 minute, right?
Kalam, I can't have a discussion with this man.
You wouldn't respond.
Please, someone save me. I can't have a discussion with this kind of person.
Okay. So again,
there's no benefit. There's no fight. He's quoted things. He does not know the sources.
I've got the sources here.
Why do you talk out of time?
Yeah, leave this, isn't it? I apologize for anything I've said. My Christian brethren, forgive me. I did not mean to engage with Godwin. There's a reason I've stayed away from people like that.
I understand why Hamza.
Forgive me, okay?
Okay, Hamza. I understand why Hamza. Hamza, you've run enough. Hamza.